Hello, brave souls. This is Alicia with Appalachia Lightworker Paranormal. I love to hear and tell spooky paranormal stories that have a lot to do with the investigations that I have been a part of. A while back, I was at on a paranormal investigation with a big group, and we were at the Gaines house in Gainesboro, Tennessee. This house has been around since the early, I think, 1830. I could be misquoting that, but it's mid 1800s. And it served as a Civil War hospital during the Civil War, and it was used as a house up until like the 1980s, 1990s, I believe. And so I was there with a group of other paranormal investigators, and we were going to do the Estes method. And if you don't know what the Estes method is, it is you deprive yourself of sight and hearing. So you put on noise canceling headphones and you're listening to a white noise sound through the spirit box. And the point of it is to get the souls to respond, and the person is then putting their voice out into the room for them. And so we were getting ready to do this, and one of the investigators with us had never done the Estes method. He was there with his wife, and she was a little hesitant for him to do it, but he went ahead and did it. He was a brave soul that night. And he had connections to the Civil War part of it. He's a big history buff. He has also served in the Marine Corps and the Army, so felt like he had a connection with the soldier spirits that could have been there when the house was used as a Civil War hospital. So his name's Tommy, and again, he gave me permission to tell the story. But he's a big dude. He's like over 6 foot, broad shoulders, big old good country boy. And so he gets set up, and of course, he's using my equipment, which is purple blinders and purple headphones. And so that was quite a sight. But he was sitting comfortably, and we were all sitting in a semicircle in front of him, and he starts scanning the room. And so he's like scanning the room like a soldier would do, looking for enemies. And it was intimidating because you're in the dark and there's this big man with purple blinders on, but it looks like he's looking around. You can feel it even though he's not. Now, the Estes method is, yes, you are supposed to connect to spirit souls and be able to speak what you hear them saying. But Tommy went a little deeper that night. Tommy seemed to fully embody the energy that was around him. And we started asking questions, and he gave us a name, John, and he told us some other things, and he did this really eerie laugh that did not sound like Tommy whatsoever. And so his wife was like, Alicia, he needs to come out of doing this. And I've been trained in a energy healing, shamanic energy stuff. And so I have a certain way that I help people kind of come out of something like that. Like it's almost like they're in hypnosis if a person doing the Estes method goes under really deeply. And so I did what I do to help bring him out, and he came out and he was okay, and he went out and he did some grounding and he seemed to be okay. And then we decided to go upstairs in the Gaines house. And the upstairs has a totally different energy than the downstairs does. And they believe that there's a room off of in the attic area that is a disappointment room. So like somebody that would have been mentally challenged or a little different from what society would have accepted would have been kept in that area. So the energy is a lot different up there. And again, Tommy really wanted to do the Estes method. You guys know, if you're a paranormal investigator, you kind of get addicted to the energy and doing the Estes method. And so he did it again. This time we set up a little bit of protection around him. And we all just, again, sat around him asking questions. And he sat there for a little bit. And then all of a sudden, his energy shifted and he kind of sat up in his seat a little bit different. And again, kind of looking around the room. But as an intuitive and somebody that can sense energies and see spirits, what I saw was a large man standing behind him. This man would have been probably from the 1960s. He had like the wife beater shirt on and brown casual pants. And he had like the slicked back hair, gray hair. He was rather big and heavy set. And he was kind of standing behind behind Tommy. Like I saw his energy there behind him. And all of a sudden Tommy again started to speak in a way he wouldn't speak. He said, "Woman, where's my beer? Woman, where's my dinner?" And just like really gruff language. And he said, "Who are you to?" And "Get out of here," to one of the investigators. And he kept asking, "Who are you?" And so I finally went, "Well, who are you?" And he says, "Harold." And I was like, okay, so Harold is here, and Harold is kind of overtaking Tommy's energy a little bit much. And then he said something. I'm not going to go into this big part of it, but he said something that made his wife very uncomfortable. And so she was like, "Alicia, get him out now, 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 now." And so I went over and I did again what we do to help bring him out of that. And he was a little off for a little bit after that. Took him outside, he grounded, we used some sage and some essential oils on him. And it was an intense experience. And probably one of the most intense experiences I have had and seen so far for myself with the Estes method. So what do you guys think? Have you ever experienced this? If you were doing the Estes method, where you kind of felt like maybe your energy was taken by something else? Have you seen another investigator do that? What's your thoughts on it? I'd love to hear it in the comments. Let's get a discussion going.